Hello everybody, this is Elfos, Das Blitz, whatever the fuck you want to call me, back with another video of Stands Online 2, specifically stand review number 2, Silver Chariot. Now Silver Chariot is a part 3 stand wielded by Jean-Pierre Polnareff, I think, maybe his dog, I don't know. But the stand's pretty basic in other terms, and I love this stand, and it's the first evolution stand in the game that we'll be talking about, because the past videos we haven't been able to evolve the stand, but, there is stand evolution in this game, and I'm going to prove it to you with Silver Chariot. Now, Silver Chariot's a pretty cool stand. In stands online, it's pretty mediocre. Like, oh, it has a sword, but you have to roll the sword passive, so it's like inconsistent half the time. Because if you don't get that passive, that sword combat passive, the stand is basically useless, which really sucks. But stands online 2 fixes that by giving you the sword automatically. Now, this stand is a barrage type stand, and it does have a bit more range than the other stands when it comes to its barrage, which makes it a little bit more consistent. So I'll show you right here. We can get the barrage all the way out there, which is pretty cool. And again, it kind of applies a stun effect and that bleed. So our R is not heavy punch, it is stab, but it is still a one-hit kill, and it is significantly faster than the other stands that we've seen that I'll be reviewing in another video. We've only reviewed, there's a lot of stands to cover, and I'm going to kind of do a dual video with this and Silver Chariot Requiem, because Silver Chariot Requiem is in this game, and it's pretty cool. We'll get to that later. So there is no taunt or anything like that. The stand has stand jumps, technically 3 or 3. You have sword combat, heavy punch, barrage, whatever, high power stand, I think it's called. I don't know. The stand's LMB is much stronger than other stands. Again, you got that epic sword. And again, look at the model. Silver Chariot model has went through, I believe, 3 iterations, and this will be its 4th iteration in Stance Online 2, and it's by far the best looking of the other 3. Like current Silver Chariot and now dead, sadly, Stance Online. Yeah, I forgot to mention, Stance Online has finally hit 0 players as everyone has officially moved to Stance Online 2. For good reason. I think the game is now at like 1,500 players. It's crazy. The game has not seen this much traffic in I don't know how long. But yeah, back to the Silver Chariot. Silver Chariot is mainly basically nobody want to. I don't know. I haven't really figured out because like with KC we use time and grace to kind of run up to someone and then heavy punch right away for an easy punish. This stand, I feel like you're going to want to follow the same suit, except you're going to be wanting to use stand jump for approaching and really take advantage of that super fast, uh, what's it called? Stab, heavy punch, whatever you want to call it. My mind blanked for a second. I'm sorry, viewers. We're almost at 100,000 subs, so if you really want to hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. But anyway, without further delay, let's get into the real meat and potatoes and why you clicked this video. Silver Chariot Requiem, the Part 5 stand, and a pretty cool stand. Now, before we talk about that stand, I want to talk about Silver Chariot and the old game Stands Online. Now, Silver Chariot Requiem canon is super inconsistent, and I actually don't really like it because it fails to really capture what Silver Chariot Requiem was in, the anime and manga. Silver Chariot is a berserk type stand that acts on its own free accord. It's not fast, it's fairly slow, stuff like that. And like stands online just fail to capture that. I feel like games like YBA and ABD, when ABD still had a player base, really did a good job on capturing that. So, without further ado, let's talk about Silver Chariot Requiem. So upon using the Rec Arrow, you'll notice that we're much slower. This is not a mistake. This is, in turn, capturing the idea of Silver Chariot Requiem. Now, it's not a suit stand like it is in ABD, but here is our stand, Silver Chariot Requiem. And oh my god, just take it all in. Look at that model. It's so clean. It's so nice. Again, you got the arrow. It has the arrow barrage in old stands online, and it has that in this game as well. And it's just so beautiful. Like, if you really pay attention to the detail, you can see that the stand has, oh, look at that nose. It's just so, it's so cool, so elegant. And yet, I don't know, I really love this stand. This stand is really near and dear to my heart. But without further ado, let's explain why this stand is so much cooler. So, as you know by the moves over here, the stand only has summon and desummon. And you're like, wow, Elfos, how is that stand supposed to be good if that stand has no attacks? Like, what, you just sit around and wait to die? But no. Silver Chariot must protect the arrow at all costs. So if we approach our NPC friend over here, he may take some time because, we have that slow walk speed. Silver Chariot, when it hits its range, will start attacking automatically and kick the player away from you. Now, the attack itself is a 3-hit kill, which isn't as good as Heavy Punch, but the consistency of it and the knockback of it will make sure to definitely keep those NPCs away. Again, the attention to detail on the stand's appearance and the way it acts is just so much cooler than it is in like just base boarding standard SL. So yeah. In terms of combo and tech, you can't really do much. It's kind of like you're gonna keep that maximum distance, You want to you don't want to get too close, or else the opponent is definitely going to be able to punish you with a heavy punch or a barrage, whatever they choose. So getting to that max distance and knocking them back is just going to be the best for you. They're not going to be able to approach, and they're dead. 3 hits. You only got to do it 3 times. If you want to stay as Silver Chariot, I don't blame you. They're definitely different gameplays. I feel like that's what is so cool about SO2 as well that we didn't get to talk about in the KC video, is that the evolutions of the stands both have their pros and cons. So because there's no stats on the bodies or anymore, and they're really all cosmetic and all boil down to their canon movesets, you can choose to wreck or not. Like, Silver Chariot normal is definitely a more aggressive playstyle. You're going to be wanting to play very up close and very fast. While Silver Chariot Requiem is a much more passive playstyle. You're going to want to keep your distance, try and get into Chariot's range, and then just let it do the rest of the work. And I think that's just such a cool feature. Like, 1, right there, 2, right there, and then 3 right there. Boom. In my opinion, I prefer Silver Chariot Requiem's passive playstyle, but that's just me. Again, it's up to you. And oh my god, look at that model. Like, I'm sorry, I keep gushing over the model, but it's just so clean. But anyway, that has been episode 2 of our stand review, and episode 3 will be coming sooner than you expect. Possibly later today, maybe tomorrow, and we'll see what we'll be reviewing next time on this episode of Stands Online 2. This has been Alpha, Splits, whatever the fuck you want to call me. Moving out.